Cameroon is ranked as the 34th most air-polluted country in the world, and presently we are having a new trend in Cameroon where Cameroonians have taken to the streets to send their government silent messages. We're having Cameroonians from different towns posting pictures of them beside heap of trash that has been abandoned in the town. This is a report that I'm your son Doris. But before I get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos. Now, this is a trend I never saw coming, but then again, do you ever see these trends coming? And when it started initially, I was asking, I really thought it was just like a call for action, like Cameroonians trying to get the attention of the government, and they did get their attention. We'll look into that more in the episode. But then it started transforming into something else because it went from like a call to action. Then it became some sort of trend where people did that just to go viral. And now we're having cases where it's somewhat of a competition between towns. Like people are saying, no, my town is worse, it's more dated than yours. And we have, I think, Yaoundé and Douala that are going head to head for top position. Like when people are posting from Douala and Yaoundé, we believe it's like the two towns that are seeing the most, because I think the category for the best or like the people that are topping the charts are those who have the most dirt standing behind them in the pictures. So we're going to look into the various pictures that are circulating in the media right now in Cameroon. And if you thought it's going to end just at pictures, well, you're definitely wrong, because apparently there's someone who has won this trend, okay? He released a video of him chilling and relaxing in the midst of all that trash. And I think, yeah, he deserves to be the winner of this challenge. But then before we get into that video, let's look at the different pictures that are out of Cameroonians beside heaps of trash. So we have this particular picture, and I think what I love about this picture is that it almost feels like he's blending into the trash, like the choice of clothing, or maybe he just like sort of behind the trash. I took the picture, but if you look at the picture clearly, it's like he is blending with the trash. I don't have to say he's trash, but he's blending with the trash. These probably are my favorite types of picture people are releasing. You have people just standing beside trash and they put like this very, very like jovial smile, like, oh my God, I'm right here behind this heap of trash and the government won't take away. Like, I love every single upload, every single image upload that has people doing this, having just this like simple smile or very bright smile beside the trash, because that's something they are supposed to be like upset about. But the irony is them now having this very, very, very jovial smile in that scenario. And then we have again another very jovial citizen standing beside a heap of trash. I believe I have seen this. This is in Yaoundé. I've passed by this road, and it's like, despite the smiles these people are having on these images, guys, it's very disgusting. I believe those who are Yaoundé have passed by this road, and it's terrible. It's terrible than it shows in the picture itself. I believe this is my favorite picture of all the pictures that we have seen. This one, like, she's practically like, I don't know how to describe it. I really love the pose. Like, you see the smile is there. She's like, oh my God, look at that. That's so cool, right? This is what our country is offering us. People show skyscrapers, we show big buildings. This is what we are going to offer you today. Heap of trash has not been taken out in weeks. I mean, generally, people usually go for exotic places, exotic buildings, restaurants, like very cool place to take pictures so they have a very good background. But I believe for right now in Cameroon, the best background you can have for your image is the pile of trash that's been left on the streets. And it's a very funny trend and we can laugh about it all we want to. But then again, there's still a very serious underlying issue that I have to look into, and that is a waste management issue in Cameroon. But before I talk about that, let's look at our winner for this trend. I told you that somebody went an extra mile. Okay, when you're in a competition, you got to do more than the usual. And the guy did more than the usual. He did an entire video of him chilling in trash. Let's watch that. Okay. Okay, when I watched this video, Cameroonians are extremely creative, but I think sometimes we diverge our creativity into the most absurd things. Like when you look at the Cameroonian, like just general, maybe the content we send out, our trends and everything, you get to ask yourself, what made people think about doing this? You can see the creativity in Cameroonians, but there's always like, you have all this creativity put into something different that might maybe be more profitable, But I think with Cameroonians, it's all about the fun, okay? We are more about the fun than the fame. I would say is how can we do something that the world has not seen yet? We call ourselves a continent. How can we be like this country that stands out against all other countries? And which country in the world would think of taking pictures beside trash into a trend? None. Only the continent, guys. Only the continent. And we had this post by Next Empire on Facebook where they talked about this. Find the government finally reacting to the pictures that Cameroonians have been putting online and sending the people responsible for collecting this trash to go and clean out some places. The CRTV also showed present to cover the transformation, I would say, that was happening in towns. And I guess with time we're going to see most of that in the news. And I don't know why people were very, I think, hateful towards the CRTV. I think even I myself initially was like, but why are they covering it now? But I guess we Cameroonians will have looked to more on showing out the solution when the solution is done than showing out when the problem starts. And we have reached that point that since the media does not show when the problem is happening, or when most medias don't come out and show when a problem starts, they are mostly looking to, okay, a solution has come to play, and now we are going to show you that the solution has come into play. Cameroonians are taking to their mind that if we don't show you that there's a problem here, you're not going to come and treat it. So let's turn into a trend. I think at this point in time, after this trend, if something similar to this happens in Cameroon, where there is a prolonged mismanagement of any sector that concerns the country, Cameroonians might take this as some sort of way to reach the government faster, because generally you have bad things where they report on bad roads, water problems. I think it might become a trend where you find people start taking images beside bad roads, like a lot of images, and just send on social media, because it's something about the Cameroon government that we know very clearly is like they protect their image. They are very keen about their image. Whenever it's something that's touched the image of Cameroon a little bit, they dive straight into it to fixing that thing. So the pictures were already getting into different countries, and I believe they were like, this is not what our country stands for. Let's clean that up. And I believe maybe if they turn the other parts into trends, taking pictures beside roads, water, bad water supply, and all of that, they might just get the government's attention to these things. But that's not saying this is a good way to go about it. It's just a way that has proven to work, okay? But all jokes aside, and on a serious note, we could as Cameroonians, like, blame the government for the mismanagement of waste all we want to. But then again, the question circles back to us as individual citizens. Where does this waste come from, and how does it get to these places that it gets overcrowded? Because Cameroonians will be like, oh, the government is bad waste management. But I believe there are systems put in place on areas that waste should be deposited. And rightly, there are certain places where you had the trash that was maybe a trash bin that was placed, and it was overfilled, and that should have been taken off earlier. But then we also have situations where we find trash in places where trash was not supposed to be at. So while we can also put the blame on the government for, okay, you place this trash bins here and we have filled the trash, now it's your responsibility to take this trash and deposit it where the waste is being managed. We also as Cameroonians, as individual citizens, should not be placing trash in areas that have not been allocated for waste disposal. So I think both sides of the coins here should be judged. And on one hand, the government has set areas where they are supposed to pick up trash from. If they have to deal with the companies in charge of waste management, that is their job. But as Cameroonians ourselves, we are making it even harder because we are creating non-existing waste disposal areas. So maybe the government looking into handling this issue should create more areas for waste disposal, and better, like, the companies that are in charge of waste disposal really are not doing us so much good in Cameroon. They are, I think, really falling behind. I think we have Hisakam and some other few little enterprises. Like the biggest, I believe, in Cameroon is Hisakam. But they are not showing up in the places that are needed. Or you find where the bin gets full and for weeks and weeks it is not being disposed of. Then you find other Cameroonians be like, okay, let's create a new place. This place is already full, let's create a new place. That might be the mentality that Cameroonians are using to create these new areas where they have not been told to deposit trash at. And do I think this will be the end of this trend? Probably it might end in a few weeks or so. You know, trends come, trends go. But would this be the end of waste mismanagement in Cameroon, I believe that is still a long way to go, because even with all the pictures that have been sent out and maybe with the few reparations that have been done in certain sites, you still find out that there are many more areas in Cameroon that have not been addressed, and that cannot all be done in a day. Maybe it can, but I don't think it's right now the government's priority. If it was, I believe it'd be done so fast. It's weeks and weeks that this has been going on. And I think as Cameroonians, the one thing we can just do practically is not create new sites. There are many other smaller enterprises. If those enterprises can come up and maybe provide a solution, I think Cameroonians might buy that. But this definitely will not end any close future, especially with the slow response rate from the government concerning handling this. But then again, it's always nice to have some funny trends here and there. And once again, Cameroonians are proving they can turn bad into good situations. Like, things might be hard, but we're never going to stop smiling, okay? And that's just a Cameroonian mentality, like continental mentality. And that's all for the video, guys. I'd like to know your comments, your opinions on this particular trend that is going around. Who do you think should take more of the blame, the government or the people? And do you think this trend has helped maybe the government to see more about the waste management issues in the country? Drop your comments down below. But before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel so you don't get to miss out on ever subsequent videos. Bye.